I'm here to talk about issues that are coming up here in Tuscaloosa. You know, it's unusual that here we are, 75 years after the repeal of Prohibition, and still in Tuscaloosa we talk a whole lot about alcohol. Now, the first place where it manifests is the neighborhood disagreement between the university and the Strip. An argument that a lot of people think is out of control, if you've seen the stickers. You know, when you think about it, the university's in a really unusual neighborhood. Their neighbor on one side is a decaying mental hospital whose reputation is so horrible they spent more time in federal court than Richard Scrooge. And that's the good neighbor. They trade recipes, they pick up each other's mail. The bad neighbor, the houndstooth. Campus Party Store, Egan's. Those are, you know, I finally figured out, you know that lady that's in the university symbol now? She's got the hand on the globe and got some stick in her hand. I think I finally figured out who she is. She's Gladys Kravitz from Bewitched. You know, she spends all her time with a pair of binoculars looking out at the Strip. Abner, their music's too loud. Abner, they're parking on the grass. Abner, they've got sofas on the porch. Abner! For God's sake, Gladys, leave the kids alone. You know, but look, if Witt wants to, you know, they're afraid that he says that he's afraid that the Strip is damaging the reputation of the university. And the thing is, you know, Bob, you know, I hate to break it to you, but the Strip is the reputation of the university. Didn't the headhunters clue you in on that when they brought you out here? I mean, wasn't it on your brochure? It was on the one I got in 1971, Bigger Than God, right in the front page. You know, did they tell you it was a football school? I mean, you know, because clearly you slept through the PowerPoint at orientation. I want you to think that. I don't want you to think that big stadium is like for bullfighting or polo or something. It is a football stadium, we know that. You know, look, I'm all for cleaning up the reputation of the university, improving the image. I mean, you know, my family graduated from there. I even teach a class there before tonight. And, you know, and all I can say, if Witt wants to get rid of a bunch of old buildings that smell like old beer and stale cigarettes and pee, where debauchery happens on a regular basis, go shut down Fraternity Row. Then come after Egan's, where I am, all right? I mean, you know, what is a fraternity house except a big place where a bunch of rich people can go and do whatever they want and nobody can see them? You know, sort of like the young people's version of the North River Yacht Club. You can get as drunk as you want here, Chauncey, just don't let the poor people see you. Okay. Oh, come on, if Mike Price followed that advice, he could still be coach today. Come on. He should have learned from Ira Hayes, bad stuff happens when you leave the reservation to get drunk, you know? He should have stayed up there. So now the university says, look, we're not against all bars. We just want to do a study to see how many bars are appropriate per block. Bars appropriate per block, the university doesn't know how many parking spaces are appropriate per block. How about we clamp that one down and then we can matriculate over to the beverage industry, all right? I mean, please, I mean, here we are. They want 28,000 students. It'll take, 35,000 faculty and staff to take care of them? And at the same time, they want to get rid of all the cars. Well, you know, that's big talk for a guy who lives on campus and has a parking place protected by armed state police, but how about the rest of us? You know? What, I got to be in Delta Force and rappel out of a Black Hawk to get to class, for God's sake? Come on, he goes, oh no, hell, we'll just put parking lots on the edge of the campus and the kids will ride a bus in. Are you out your mind? These spoiled little rich brats were too good to ride a bus when they were in junior high. They're not going to ride one now. Are you kidding? They're going to park that $50,000 BMW their daddy just bought them and ride a cheese box to school? It's more likely they'll evolve to a higher life form and beam their particles to class before they'll ride a bus. Besides, they can't step up on the steps in flip-flops, so it'll never work. Impossible. Unbelievable. And those of us who have been here for a while, we know if you get 28,000 students, you will not get 28,000 cars. You will get some logarithmic progression based on the number 28,000, but you will not get 28,000 cars. The poor kids have a tow bar. They bring 2 or 3. The rich girls, they bring in a car carrier. They got one for each outfit. They're bringing them all. But I digress. We were talking about alcohol. And the other way it manifests is with, of course, the question about Sunday liquor sales. And what's really frustrating is that our legislative delegation will not let us vote on a referendum on whether we want Sunday alcohol sales. And that's pretty typical of politicians. They're all about democracy in the Middle East. Not so much here, We might not vote the way they want, and I can remember, not long ago, remember all the folks in Iraq who had the ink on their finger and holding it up. They were so proud they voted. Delegation, I want some of the ink on my finger on this one. Or you can have this one. Your choice. Your call. Now, the whole delegation is holding the thing up, but the one that really drives me crazy is Gerald Allen, because his argument is so fallacious. He says that he is opposed to Sunday alcohol sales because he's afraid it'll increase the cost of law enforcement. Oh, please, we're not talking about adding a Sunday game, Gerald. We're talking about having a Chardonnay with our cheese biscuit over at the Red Lobster, okay? You can tell the SWAT team to stand down. We have it under control. We're good. I don't have to have a beer with my shrimp with little red dots moving all over my body, Guys in black. We have it under control. We're good. We're good for this. To hear him think there's going to be the non-evangelical demolition derby every Sunday at 2:30 is all the drunken Catholics and Episcopalians and Presbyterians and the Lutherans. We're all going to come weaving out of the garlic garden and driving on the wrong side of Highway 82. Fireballs exploding. It's going to be like the remake of Hooper. Oh, hell, there goes the smokestack. Oh, please, Gerald, give us some credit. Come on. We're not going to go from Mass and do body shops off to none. Come on. We just want to have a beer. Come on. Please. Please. Spare me. And the thing that's really interesting is that the folks who were the most opposed to the concept of Sunday liquor sales, I can remember when they were opposed to the concept of restaurants and stores being open at all on a Sunday. And some of y'all in here are old enough to call them blue laws. When I was a kid on a Sunday, the only thing you could buy was a quart of milk, a BC powder, and a Kotex. You had to wait till Monday to get a tampon now, but you could get a napkin on a Sunday. Even the Baptists knew the plague could come at any time and you got to handle it, But that's all you could get on a Sunday. And I can remember one by one the blue laws fell to the side and the stores were open. I can remember the conservatives just stamped their feet and said, well, we just won't shop on Sunday. You ever been to Walmart on a Sunday? You ever been to the Brunos? There's a bunch of people up there and they're not all Jews and 7 days Adventists. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is it looks like they got over it. And Gerald, let us vote and I promise you they'll get over this too, okay? Thank you. If I didn't insult you, I'll get you next time. Thank you.